Hello Pisces, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Pisces is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free, doesn't cost you anything. Pisces readings are every Monday and Thursday. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Pisces, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And wow, you get the Fool right off the bat. You're a free spirit. You're someone who is looking for adventure. I feel as if you or someone close to you have had some breathing issues recently, or some lung issues, much like I have. But I feel like this is cleared up. And now with this clearing up, it's almost as if now blockages to our spirit have been lifted. And you've got this desire to explore. You might be planning a bit of an adventure. I think the new year is going to see you embark on a brand new adventure. One that is kind of leaving the trivial things behind in a way. Focusing on what's really important, and that is the expansion of your awareness, the growth of your soul, right? A lot of freedom coming with this. And I think that this is, maybe this comes in the form of a spontaneous idea, right? The seed of something that's going to blossom into this huge plan, huge adventure, maybe a big trip, maybe a big life change, right? But we're transcending the old and worn out for something that is more fulfilling. Yeah. A very good first card. Now let's select our last card. And that is the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card from the random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. And we're just going to set it over here. We're going to put Tiny Bob Ross right on top. Happy little Bob. Now, we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need, okay? If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is, I want you to put your prediction, your hunch, down in the comments. Let's do it together. Let's make it an exercise in intuition, all right? So again, Fool energy, very good way to begin. A lot of freedom, like I said, a lot of creativity, a lot of this kind of an absence of self-consciousness. I feel like you're somebody who is really going to just let yourself free, let your spirit out. I don't feel as if we're inhibited by things so much anymore. Yeah. Let's select our next card here. Yeah, 7. The 7 is the 7 of Cups. It's debauchery, right? It is those things that kind of, like a residue that sticks to us, like a film that keeps us down, and it's just like a sticky, swampy kind of energy. To me, this is what the Fool is transcending. This is what the Fool is kind of floating away from. And this is all of that emotional residue that keeps us in a state of anxiety, a state of self-consciousness, keeps us from letting our spirit free. Keeps us from pursuing what is really meaningful or what will really give our lives value and meaning, right? But the key of this card is that it represents confidence. And this is the confidence, the trust that you should have in yourself, that you can recognize when something is no longer serving you, when something is no longer enhancing and enriching your life, but is taking away from that. Okay? The confidence to see through this swamp. I'd rather see something for what it is than be blinded and think it is something other, right? And so I think that is kind of that idea that we're leaving certain things behind as we're going on this new adventure. Yeah. So I think there are things in your life right now that it's probably time to let go of. Could be habits, could be thoughts, feelings, could be some emotional baggage, right? Could be relationships, could be attachments, right? And maybe we'll see as we go through these cards. Let's do another one. Here's now an Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is a lot different than the Fool, right? The Fool has almost no consideration, right? And I mean that in a good way usually. The Fool doesn't consider alternatives, doesn't second guess, doesn't consider consequences sometimes. It's sometimes inconsiderate of other people. But the Fool has no self-consciousness, has nothing to inhibit its own movement. But this is inhibiting our movement. And this is your tendency, I think, to overthink. I think you have a very analytical mind. I really do. I feel like sometimes this can get in your way. And sometimes it's a bit of a self-sabotage. Because we typically like to have certainty before we make decisions. We like to see things from all angles, all sides. We see every point of view. You're very good at that. But kind of like the Pisces symbol, like it's two fish kind of chasing each other. Who's chasing who? What are you? Are you the one that's running from something or the one chasing after something? Are you trying to prove the positive or trying to prove the negative? You know? So kind of like the fish in the Pisces symbol, we're going around and around in circles. But what we're doing is kind of tying a net, tying a rope closer and closer around ourselves. With all of this thought and consideration, we almost lose sight of what we were trying to do. Right? We forget, like, why are we chasing each other? Why am I having this internal kind of discussion? Yeah. So there's a lot of light and shadow in every card, and I think that this is a very analytical card. This is really liking to take a situation and blow it up, like, expand it like in a diagram where you can see all the individual connections. Well, the point is that we do that so much, and then we start thinking that this is the reality, that our investigation of this subject or of this choice or of this possibility or of this prospect is the thing in itself, But what we end up doing is not going anywhere, not doing anything. We remain stuck. We're tangled up, like a web of Christmas lights in National Lampoon's, Christmas Vacation. And it's almost as if the mind says, here, let me untangle those wires. Let me do that for you. Knowing that it'll never be accomplished. It's just trying to keep itself occupied and say, I promise, as soon as I'm done untangling this string of Christmas lights, we can go on our adventure, knowing darn well that it's never going to finish the job, So that's kind of the Eight of Swords, and I feel like we have to try to recognize that tendency so that we don't fall into that trap, because, next card, we've got some really good water energy. Princess of Cups, the fish in the percolator, dreams, visions, fantasies. I think you're someone that's always had very vivid dreams. Maybe to the point where sometimes when you were a kid especially, you would sometimes wake up and you'd really wonder, was that a dream or was that real? Very vivid dreams. And I think that was really this, it pretends of a vivid imagination, of a very rich inner life. Yeah. And I think the Fool is very much driven by that inner life. It's the freedom. It's just kind of the unconscious just comes out. It's just expressed through language, through song, through dance, movement, spontaneously. There's nothing to really inhibit that. And we see that here. It's just the unconscious, the dream kind of contents. Just pushing that pushing that fool forward. So I think you really are driven by your dreams, visions, fantasies, literal dreams, yeah, like nighttime dreams, daydreams, but dreams as in the lofty goals of your life, right? The greatest thing that you could imagine yourself doing. What is the ultimate adventure for you? I think this is what drives you. This is what's pushing you forward. And the more we stop and think about it, the less we're going to do. The more we get stuck in quicksand, the slower we're going to get to our dream, But we're making progress. And I think this year is going to be a lot of progress for you. So be on the lookout for a lot of signs, symbols, and synchronicities. Look for ways that your inner life, your imagination, your dream and fantasy life is confirming things for you in the external world. Yeah, when you see something out of place, when you see a fish in a percolator, talk to it. Get to know it. Unite with it. Find out why it's there. What is the message of that thing, right? And it's easier to do when it's something that really stands out, like a fish in a percolator. Everything in your environment is a projection of your consciousness in a way. Everything has a message for you, but it's hard to know which elements to focus on. So it's rather easier to begin with those ones that really stand out. What really seems out of place here? What is the one thing that kind of catches your eye or makes you do a double take? That's the thing to investigate, right? That's the thing to explore and see how it corresponds with something internally. What is it telling you about your dreams? What is it telling you about the next step for you? Okay, very interesting. Let's see what's above everything. And you'll have to excuse my voice. I do have a bad case of bronchitis right now. So we've got a 10 of swords up here. Ruining plans, right? And this is maybe the debate that's going on in our minds, thinking, well, I can't go on this big adventure because then I'm going to have to be, I can't leave my job. I can't leave my home. There's a million reasons why not to do something. The 10 of swords is always going to find a reason to break your heart. There's always something that you can hold on to in order to kind of kill the dream. There's always an excuse not to do it. Yeah. Always a reason to say, no, maybe next year. Yeah. We have to get out of this. This is a limiting thing. The intellect here is a really tricky thing. Our mind really does play tricks on us. And it either keeps us so occupied with figuring out the details that we never do anything, or it just presents us with reason after reason to say no, right? All these swords are aimed toward that little tiny heart in the middle. And it's just kind of just piercing the heart, just kind of, killing the dream, There's always a reason. There's always an excuse to do that. And the reason why this might be at the top of the path of the dove is because it kind of seems like you recognize that about yourself, that maybe you've had this dream for a long time. Maybe this goes back, since childhood. And there's year after year, it's kind of like, well, maybe next year. It seems like every time you revisit this issue, there's a reason not to do it. Okay. And I don't know exactly what it is. Maybe it's just taking a vacation. Maybe it's completely changing your life around, right? Maybe it is completely transcending just everything. Maybe it's just kind of completely starting over somewhere else, right? Well, see, now we're getting somewhere. Now we've got some water and some fire. Now I feel like moving into the future, you're not taking the mind's excuses. You're not falling for this trick anymore. No, nor are you getting stuck in the quicksand or the swamp. Now you're taking this dream, the water, and you're lighting it up with fire here. So this is kind of making these decisions in a very strong, assertive way. Yeah. Very self-possessed, very self-directed energy. This is the card that doesn't have to explain itself to anyone, not even to itself. You're so certain about what you want, about that desire, about that dream, that nothing is getting in the way of that. That outwardly it's all activity, everything is aimed toward the manifestation of this dream. Yeah. There's no justification needed. We can bypass this air energy. We don't need it. Yeah. Very much committed to fulfilling this thing. And maybe this is a career change. Maybe this is, shifting career fields, shifting courses of study. Maybe it is literally moving. It could be a lot of travel involved with this energy in the new year. Well, let's move to the path of the serpent now. And as I do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. And leave some comments for me. I really do enjoy hearing from all of you. New Pisces readings, Mondays and Thursdays. All right. Let's see what our first card is over here. Well, it's another queen. It's a Queen of Swords. And this is just what I said. We've bypassed the air energy. Now we've risen above. Now we've done a little bit of this transcending that the Fool is all about. And we're seeing things in a greater perspective. We're not stuck inside the details of the intellect here. We're not stuck here in the swamp. We have kind of flown over the top of this central pillar. And now we have this clarity. Now we've got this insight. Now we can kind of see that, hey, I should have done this years ago. Well, there's never a better time than right now. Okay. And that's what the Queen of Swords is recognizing. Water of air. It's saying, hey, it's better late than never. Now is the best time for me to do this. This is kind of seeing a bigger picture. Yeah. Having the clarity that can rise above the intellect and the emotions and just get to this pure area of perception where you can see exactly where you are now and where you've been and where you want to go. Yeah. So there's no more doubt. There's no question. There's no trying to figure things out. It's just, I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm doing it. It's very, very powerful. There's a lot of satisfaction with that. Next card, Six of Cups. Six of Cups in the position of your environment, of your relationships. This is a decision that is going to not alienate you from other people, but to strengthen the intimate bonds that you have in your life. You're out here connecting with people that feel the way you do, that dream the same dreams you dream. You're finding your people. That's what the Fool's about. The Fool's wandering because the Fool's looking for their tribe, looking for their community. And this is what you're establishing. Six of Cups. Pleasure. Three of Cups plus a Three of Cups. Internal, external, me and you. Abundance, love, affection. You're creating something magical. And that is a bond between you and someone else. Maybe many other people, a group of people, whatever. This could be a career, it could be a romance, it could be friends, family, it could be a community, a religion, a spiritual organization, whatever. Finding your people. Finding your people. Rather than feeling kind of stuck here in the swamp, you're taking the risk, you're being bold and assertive, you have the clarity, you've made the decision, you're going to go find the oasis, not the swamp. We don't want swamp. We want oasis. Yeah, not the band. They were a good band, but I like that. I like that Six of Cups. And there again is clarity. And this was the most difficult part. This is in the position of the difficulty, making that decision. Getting out of our heads is the biggest obstacle here. It's easy for you to see that, yeah, things aren't really working where they are. But getting out of this air energy, because we have air inside and outside, there's probably a lot of other opinions in your world that are convincing you to not do it. A lot of reasons why, right? So blocking out all the negative thoughts and energy, all the negative opinions, that's the most difficult part. Rising above everybody's opinion. You know what they say about opinions. Coming to your own decision, your own clarity and realization. This is self-realization. This is realization of your truth. This is the moment where Percival, the holy fool, the innocent youth, right, the wandering fool, finally becomes a knight of the Holy Grail. Yeah. Finally gets the sword, gets the clarity, gets the understanding of their purpose. And that's the most difficult thing. Anything that comes next is going to be a bonus. Anything that comes next is going to be, the reward of this quest. Let's see what it is. One final card, Path of... It's the Holy Grail, right? And that's as it should be. I don't know why I look surprised. Of course it is. And this is the reward of your decision. To go against what your mind sometimes is telling you not to do, what other people around you are telling you not to do. This is your dream. This is your vision. Go do it. What do you have to lose? Here you have everything to gain. And this is everything. This is literally everything. This is the Holy Grail that can heal. This is immortality. This is health. This is happiness. This is love. This is passion. This is compassion. This is empathy. This is beauty and harmony. This is the best thing you can imagine. Right? I wonder what the mystery card's going to be. I mean, we could get another Ace of Cups. I don't know that we need to. The one thing that I might want here, though, because if you notice, we don't have any earth energy. We don't have the first step. We have all the thoughts and feelings and ideas about it, all the impulses, but we don't have the first step. We don't have the concrete, mechanical movement. So I want some earth energy here. Pentacles, maybe an emperor, or even your power card, the moon card, would work quite well. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. All right. I'm very excited to get this reading released to all of you. I think this is exceptional. It really is exceptional. It's going to be your year. It really is. Okay, I'm thinking earth energy. Let's just see what we've got. Well, got the star. That's pretty good. It's not exactly earth energy, but it does show taking that water energy, taking that Holy Grail, that purpose, that destiny, that accomplishment, and pouring it down into the earth, right? Nourishing the physical realm with it. This is a spiritual attainment for you that is going to have like physical, real world results. Okay. We still need the first step. You still have to take that kind of blind leap of faith in yourself, right? Trust in yourself. But once you do, you'll realize that this is, it flows now. It just kind of carries you with it. Once you take the first step, let the universe do the rest. All you have to do is kind of leap into the river, and the current will do everything. This is real magic. This is real spirituality here. It makes me very happy for you. I'd like to see what we can find in the extended reading, and I'd like you to join me for that. So just click on the link in the corner here. There's also a link down in the video description. New Pisces readings every Monday and every Thursday. But I'm here every day. You can come back and see me again tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free. Doesn't cost you anything. Yeah. And leave a comment for me. I really do appreciate all the comments. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you. And we're all in this together.